Ooh, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? We're live. We're live. We did it. Looks like we made it. They said it couldn't be done, but here we are. In full HD. If you are not here watching live right now, you are missing out on the awesome chat opportunities. Yeah, well, as awesome as they will ever get, I guess. And if you are here live, join the chat and let me know what's going on. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know how your day's been, what you think of the photos. If you're watching on YouTube later after the stream, then go ahead and feel free to either skip a couple minutes until I get to the editing or just hang up and watch me entertain myself for about 3 minutes. Yeah, so I am chilling. I have some photos I would like to show you. Guess what? This is dope. A lot of these photos are going to be of this red dope 964C2. It is rear wheel drive. It is super playful and it is everything you want in a car, and it belongs to my homie Steven. It was snowing yesterday. For those of you who thought it was raining all day in Oslo, I'm sorry you didn't manage to see the snow just outside and above Oslo, but it was dope. I promise you that. And we pulled out the flashes, the pro photos. We pulled out the Sony A1. That is, oh my God, this thing. Allow me to demonstrate. Look at this. It gets heavier every time I pick it up. How rad. The A1 has finally come and I finally managed to use it. It's dope. It's, god damn, it's hefty with that setup. Jeez. Okay, we're chilling. Let me bring this back up so you guys can see what we're working with. We've got a combination of sweet ultra flashed up photo. The one I posted on Instagram yesterday. If you saw it, thank you for being there. And then we got this one. No flash. In fact, a little fun fact, there was meant to be flash, but with the pro photo triggers, they couldn't reach each other through the car. That was strange. Every time the car was in between me and the flash, it was like 10% chance that the flash would actually go off. Maybe that's my fault. Maybe that's the technology's fault. We'll never know. Either way, we tried. We did manage to get this one. And I think it's pretty dope. I will be trying to edit that today. That's one I haven't touched yet. So let's see. And then we have this. Another naturally lit photo. I don't think the flash was meant to go off here. I think this is just how it was meant to be. Look at this. He's got spiked tires. Look at how much it rips up the ice. Incredible. Incredible. Maybe he needs some mud flaps. Maybe he needs to lift the car and put some mud flaps on. Steven, if you're hearing me, that's what you need to do. Go for the Siberian look, the safari look. And we got this one. A nice little chiller to start the stream. Yeah, cool. Some water. And we're good. And away we go. So, let's get started. Step one, correct for the lens. I think this was shot on the 50mm f1.4. One of my most used lenses, the normal lens, as they call it. That's because the focal length is, that's not because. Somebody who's nerdier, tell me why 50mm is called the normal lens. Why is that? Regardless, 50mm is typically how wide your eyes are focusing naturally when you're really focusing on something. So it's a really easy lens to use. You just pick it up. It's pretty lightweight and yeah, not so tricky. So let's see, where do we go from here? It's pretty high key. It's pretty bright. Let's add some contrast back. The problem with contrast is that you can throw up as much on there, but it brightens the whites as well as hits the shadows. I kind of want punch, but I don't want to brighten everything too much. What if I drop down the exposure, and we go for a dark image. That's not so bad. It's not quite. Oh, I accidentally pressed F. My trigger finger. Too happy. It's not quite my style, so I wonder if maybe we should keep it a little bit brighter. Or just commit to it and try something different. Let's do that. Fuck it. We're here. We're young. Let's have some fun. Let's commit to it and try something different. We're going to go a little bit darker. Let's add some punch back in with the clarity. Nah. Let's add it in with dehaze. If you don't want to hit the car too much, you can also, or if you don't want to hit the rest of the environment too much, like this, I don't want too much definition in the duty, in the snow, in the trash snow. So you can select subject. And once again, if you circle it with your mouse, it helps it. That's a little hack that I've invented. And there you go. And now you can just play with the car. So if I want to add some more contrast, I can just throw it up there, get some brightness. I just want some more like definition on the car. So to do that, I'm just going to play around. Just gonna play around. Let me know what you guys think of the audio, of the visuals. Is anything off? Is the music too low? Am I too loud? Am I not loud enough? Let me know what you think. I need the feedback. I need to get better at this. I want to get better at this. So tell me what's missing. I'll tell you what's missing. His window. Also, the straight eye contact is pretty gangster. That's impressive. I like that. That's a good start there. Maybe play with the red. I think the only thing red in the photo is the car. So this is almost like playing with a mask. But let's go with it anyway. Just gonna add a little bit of punch. And then let's get rid of the blues because I kind of want to add that in later. Not so much. Let's go just down to here. It's gonna be kind of a dark and dingy photo. I think the oranges hit the car as well. So let's see. How dope is it that the light, the fog catches the high beams? I guess low beams. I think that's pretty neat. Okay, decent place to start. I'm okay with it. There's not too much more I want to accomplish right now. I think I'll do a lot of the coloring in post or in Photoshop. But just out of curiosity. Whoa. Yeah, that's a cool aesthetic. Okay. That's a cool aesthetic. I'm going to play with that. I'm going to come back to that once I come back in from Photoshop. But for now, I'm going to leave it here. That's a pretty cool place to be. Any yellows in the photo? I wonder if I've played with the reds too much. Because you see it's kind of like splotchy. That is the oranges, isn't it? So if I raise the reds to match it, does that do anything? A little bit. And maybe they raise the brightness a little bit on the whole photo because it will get darker later. So let's start there. Then we'll hit Command E. And that should send us into Photoshop. You see a little wheel working? That's what we want to see. One thing I also just noticed is that maybe I should have worried about this beforehand, is that the select subject selected the space just under the rack. So that's a little bit brighter than it should be. Maybe I can fix that later. Photoshop, as always. Oops. Dancing around the screen, doing whatever it wants to do. Is there any cleaning up of the snow that I want to do? Maybe a little bit. Here's your progress bar, just in case you're wondering why I'm not doing anything right now. It's because my computer's doing all the hard work. How's the music? Any louder on the music? Turn up a little bit. Yeah. That's the move. That's the move. Yeah, you see it stands out so much now that I see it. Maybe it's best to stone clone stamp. Whoa, that music got really loud. Okay, sorry about that. It was just the one song. So let's just clone stamp it. That's pretty lazy. I don't know if I'm that lazy. Let's just work around the edges of the car and just bring that back to a normal exposure. Something that matches the rest of the photo. There we go. It's not huge. I don't think I'll notice it. You will notice this little one though. There we go. There we go. How about that? Cool. So that's get out of here, progress bar. All right, cool. So we're in a good place. I like this. It's a little bit too bright in the windshield, but I don't think people understand why that is. So let's just leave it there. Let's play with some coloring or clean up the dirt. I'm going to create a second layer, hitting Command J. Then I'm just going to get rid of some of this duty. At least some of the really distracting ones, the ones that I look at immediately. I'll have to do some more of this again later in my own time. But the idea is just try not to distract from the car itself. There's a lot more I could do here, but I'm just going to trust the patch tool for a little bit until I've got to a point where I'm somewhat happy. What's up? If you've just joined the stream, oops, uh-oh. Then I'm sorry you missed the ultra eventful first 10 minutes. But you're here, and I'm happy you're here. Jump into the chat and let me know what's going on in your life. I'm answering every question. All of your wishes and desires. Okay, maybe not. But I'm happy you're here. We're just hanging out, listening to some chill copyright-free music, editing a little bit. Just some cool people, hanging with them good people. Let's take mean green. Let's darken this dog up. Paint the whole thing. And then we're gonna soft blend it. I think that's pretty cool. Let's toy with the subject a bit. Select subject. Let's see, it took, oh yeah, that took like no time at all. Dope. All right, then we're gonna go here and we're gonna hold Alt and hit the mask. And then we're just gonna bring back in the mask as we want it. Or as I want it. Let me know if you want it different. Gonna hit X. You know what? The whole thing should probably just match. I don't know if this mask is necessary. I mean, I want the car to stand out a bit, but it just looks kind of duty. Let's do that. So the hood of the car is a little bit lighter. It adds a bit of purpose to the car. So I think this is starting to get distracting for me now. What happens if I take the clone stamp and just try a little bit inside the window? Yeah, okay, I thought so. It's a lot darker. It would have to be this color though for it to make sense. let's do this. W. See if it will select it. Nice. Then let's just do a really sloppy clone stamp paint job. Deselect. Oops, I missed. Tiny little Z, yeah, okay. What is that? I didn't notice that until now. Is that a street sign? It's gotta go. There it is. And it's gone. And no one was the wiser. I want some more direction to the headlights. I like that the fog or the mist has caught them a little bit, but I want a little bit more. So what I'm going to do is open a new layer, get the brush tool out. I'm just going to choose a pre-made like ray brush, and hopefully I can trust it. I think most of these are a little bit, oops. Yeah, most of these are pretty wide, and that's not really what I need it to be. So let's just play around. Let's see what we have. We just need something pretty thin, pretty direct, and not so complicated. Oh, that one's pretty good. At least if I use that top half. So if I hit E for erase, and I just erase the parts that I don't want. By the way, if you guys are hanging out watching the stream, did you know that if you go into the chat, you can start a conversation? And not only will I answer everything you ask, hopefully, it's not going to get me in trouble, but you guys can talk to each other as well. That's pretty cool. That's pretty neat. I'm just going to make it a little bit smaller because the headlights are super direct. Let's put it right on top of there. A little bit smaller. And if you want to know where I got these brushes from, I don't remember. So good luck with that. Soft light is pretty good. Okay, I'm gonna go soft light. Let's put that underneath there. Command J, let's copy it. And then let's move this. Whoa, I hit Command J on the wrong thing. No, I did not. Okay. Select all. There it is. All right, we got it. That's better. Okay, this a little bit too bright. We're gonna drop the opacity a bit and then get out of here, Doc. What? There. Why does that happen? Why does that have to happen to me? Then it reaches a little bit far, so I'm just gonna dial it back. Okay. That's pretty good. I think it started raining in my headphones. Command S, we'll save it back in the Lightroom, and we'll go from there. But so far, so good. Bit of a darker photo. I do hate that his window is so bright. It's very distracting. So maybe, you know what? Maybe I have to. Maybe I got to do it on him. Let's actually create a new. Yeah, let's do this. Adjustments. We'll go with. What if we just go with brightness? And then. Good enough. Are we? Yeah, I think that's gonna be good enough. Let's stick to like -12. Just be a little bit more restraint. Okay, that's better. Cool. Command S. We'll save it again. Redo. Woo! All right, we're doing it. We are doing it. Once again, this was shot on the Sony A1. I'm a tiny little screen, so hopefully you can see me. But yeah, this is my first time using my own Sony A1. I've borrowed it many times, but there's something different about having your own. And we're saving. As always, it takes some time. 93%. While we're saving, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? People in the chat. There's no one in the chat. What are you guys doing? Did you know if you go to the chat right now and type anything, I will literally read it? Like word for word. Anything you want. All you have to do is type words or numbers and I will read it out loud and I will totally get canceled. Cool. So that's a good place to be. What happens if we select sky? Let's see. How smart is Photoshop? Oh yeah, that's pretty smart. That's not so bad at all. Ugh. Okay. Okay, let's leave that button alone. I don't need you anymore. Let's get some focus on the car. So let's add a gradient in the sky. There we go. That's decent. I'm okay with that. And then let's go back to that idea we had earlier with the color grading. See, that's dope. More green, less green. What do you guys think? Look at all these options. I think that's pretty dope. The shadows. Maybe that's a little bit too much. Oh, but that's so rad. Okay, cool. I'm gonna keep it like that. I'm just gonna move this back in a little bit. And then let's add some vignetting so it's a little bit more punch on the car. Roundness. On tall photos, I like to keep the roundness pretty minimal, just so it sticks to top and bottom. I think that's pretty cool. That's come a long way. That's come a very long way. Anything else I want to do is maybe add more punch to the car and less definition to the ground. Let's do a little bit. Probably just clarity. Let's try a couple things. Maybe some dehaze. Oh. Did you hear that noise? Okay, cool. That's where we stand. Okay, let's take a look at before and after. So, give it 2 seconds. Here is before. This is as the photo was shot without any alteration at all. Just rad dude cruising in the fog. And there it is after post-processing. Super moody. Way, way, way different. Not at all my style, but damn, that's kind of fun. Cool. Let's go with that. Let's just make that our style for this series. I'm just going to copy these settings. I'm going to move on to the next one. A little bit messy, a little bit run and gun. I think it's kind of cool. Let's hit Command V and paste those settings. Okay, super dark. I see how it is. Let's bring that back up. I don't know why this photo is so much darker than the other one. If I hit select subject, what does it select? You have to circle the car. It helps it. There we go. Okay. Always works. every time. You see, it selects quite, it doesn't understand that that's the same stuff as over here. It doesn't quite get that the snow through the window is also the snow outside of the car, but whatever. Let's bring it up. Let's add some punch to the car. Maybe not like that. Maybe dehaze and contrast, and then bring out some of the highlights or the whites a bit. Seeing it before and after, it looks a little bit goofy, but I think you should be fine if you're looking at it for the first time. Maybe too much clarity as shot. Something like that's pretty good. Look at the focus. Look at the full focus. That is a man on a mission. Okay, cool. So we're in a good place. Command E. We'll go into Photoshop and we'll continue there. Look at that beach ball go. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? 26 minutes in. We are cruising, steady pace. We're getting some things did, some photos edited. We're just hanging out and having a good time. What do you guys think of the setup? Is the light in the correct spot? Is the camera in the correct spot? I have to fix the background. I know, but we just moved in. We're going to get to it. I'm going to close this so it doesn't... Ooh, probably shouldn't have closed that. Well, you know what? You win some, you lose some. Let's take me in green again. Let's paint the entire photo. Soft light. We'll go for that same kind of look. Dark, dingy. Maybe a little bit less. That's pretty good. Okay, we'll stick to that. It's pretty dark though. I just noticed. Maybe we can brighten up the wheels. Let's hit O. We'll go into the dodge tool. We'll hit the background. And we'll just move around a bit. Maybe not shadows, maybe midtones. Let's go 100%, see what happens. Oh, listen to that sax. Listen to that sax go. Oof. I think it hits the dark parts of the wheels a little bit too much. What does it look like on highlights? Yeah, there we go. Okay, cool. We're going highlights. Exposure, maybe 60. Yeah, much better. All right, we're going to hang here. We're going all the way around. It's too much. It's too much. Maybe I should do this on a separate layer. That might make it easier to change afterwards. Cool. So just going around the car. If I hit next on the keyboard. Yeah, there we go. That song was getting to me. And then what about the car itself? Bring out some of the... it kind of ruins the tones. What does protect tones do? Yeah, there we go. Okay. Let's just go down the shoulder of the car. Get a little bit more pop. Anything that the light should naturally hit. Or we want to emphasize the fly line, as always with Porsches. So we'll just stay right on the fly line. That's pretty good. Let's drop the exposure and let's do a little bit more. That's pretty good. Okay, cool. Good stuff. So, Command S. Are we there yet? Yeah. Why not? We'll keep this one simple. We're going back to Lightroom. We're saving. We're going back to Lightroom. Fantastic. Fantastic. No. Oh. I didn't accidentally end the stream, did I? I lost you guys for a second there. Okay, no, this Apple mouse is dangerous.
I gotta go pursue my dream.
Okay, yeah, we're still good. All right, so we're back here. Let's keep this simple. Let's just copy the settings I did to this. I should brighten up the wheels on this, I just noticed. Let's go back into here. And paste them. There we go. Nice, high action, high intensity. Look at them go. I think this shouldn't be completely round. I think it should hang out here. And then also I might want to add a little bit of direction to the light so it's not as dark here as it is over here, or darker here. So what I'm going to do is just put a gradient and stretch it all the way from the top corner. Henrik, finally in the chat. I knew you'd make it, my hero. Steven is one rad 964. Dig the muted tones. Dude, that car was so fun to watch just spin around. Also, when we were driving down, it was so fun to follow him and just like watch him desperately try to control the car in like 5 centimeters of brand new snow on top of ice. That got a little sketchy. I'm not gonna lie, my Tesla might have been in track mode as well. It might have been sketchy for the both of us. But yeah, that was fun. That car is so rad. He's like back and forth on whether or not he wants to sell it. I don't think he should. I think he's got a gem there. There we go. Okay, cool. I will leave it there. I think that's a pretty good spot. Brighten it up a little bit. Now, in the same vein, I'm going to go back to the first one. And I'm going to brighten up the wheels just so they match. Not too much, just a little bit. Just a little bit. We'll go to brush. Oops. Okay, I thought I accidentally changed. Thought I accidentally changed things. I didn't, and I've made all of our lives worse because of it. For that, I apologize. I'll release an apology video later. I promise. Okay, cool. So up in terms of whites, up in terms of highlights and exposure. We just want to get a little bit more punch out of the wheels. I think there's more story to tell in these wheels than was shown in the original photo. Oh, dare I touch the clarity? A little bit. A little bit. Okay, I don't want to do too much. I gotta stop myself. It's one of those things where the more you touch it, the worse off it gets. Cool. So there we go. 2 photos so far. I got one more where I think the style will work perfectly. And that would be this one. Look at the action. It's incredible. How's it going, Henrik? How's it going, everybody in the chat? And those who aren't in the chat but probably should be. Henrik says, glad to be here, my dude. Wish I could make it out there yesterday. Yeah, he has to keep it. Unless he has something special in mind to replace it. You know what he does have is, well, he doesn't have it, but he has it in mind, is a van. He wants to replace his Defender. How dare he, right? I'm gonna switch to full screen because I'm gonna tell you guys a little bit about me. Just kidding. No, this is the camera that I shot everything on today. It is my Sony A1. It is a monster, and if the focus works, you can see it a bit more. Some of the photos were shot on the 78200, some were shot on 1635 2.8, and some of them were shots with a rifle. So there you go. Now you know. No, let's get back into it. We got a good rhythm going on. Let's just keep going. So instead of copying the one before it, the editing from the one before it, I'm going to copy the original because we want everything to look similar. So the more you like get away from the original, the further it looks from the original aesthetic. Holvard, hey guys, all good here. Had to jump in when I saw you were live. Holvard, ooh, I appreciate that, man. Thank you very much. I'm stoked you're here. As always, man. Oof, that is dark. That is dark. Reds are super dark too. I wonder what happened. Huh. Strange. Yeah, the car is super dark. If I select subject, do you think it will get the car? Or it's like a crapshoot sometimes. Once again, if you circle it with the mouse, it usually does better. That is a fact. Don't worry about it. Yeah, see, I told you. I told you. It usually does better when you circle with the mouth. Mouth? Mouse. Brighten it up a little bit more. The highlights. Get some contrast in there. We want the car to be the hero, right? So let's get some punch in the form of dehaze. That also really focuses on the purples. But I think that's pretty good. Before, after, so far. The pinks and the purples. What are you boys doing? Get out of here. What are you guys up to today? What's going on in your lives? You know about mine. I spent the day shooting. Went to the gym. That was a good time. Henrik, I did our monster shoulder exercise. Always a blast. You got a lot for your money on that one. What about the oranges? The car is orange, or does it just do the light? No, that's pretty good. And then the reds. Have I touched? Yeah, I have. Okay, that's a pretty good place to be. I'm going to brighten it up a bit just because I think we're going to lose a lot of that in Photoshop. And then one thing I'm going to do before I forget is brush out the window because the window is far too bright. So here, brush. And hopefully it knows not to hit the really dark spots. It's like 50-50 whether or not the auto mask works. So we just have to pray for the best. Because the window shouldn't be that bright. Uh-oh. We're getting some lag. A little bit of lag. But that's okay. The lines aren't super pretty, like a cheap tattoo artist, but so it goes. Okay, now we're bleeding over. Is it too dark? Does it look goofy? What if we just did the whole windshield? Let's take a look at the whole photo. I don't think anybody would question it, right? I'm not here to be precise. I'm here to be good enough. Yeah, okay. Fuck it. Command E. We're going to Photoshop. We're going to Photoshop. Halvard did some work, then went to climb at the local bouldering gym. Ooh, that I'm jealous of. Now I'm here. Didn't hit them shoulders really hard though. That's a problem for another day. Yeah, well, you got the lats, man. Bouldering, grip strength and lats and some legs. If you're responsible enough. Ooh, I can already see a problem right here. That's good stuff. That's good training. I'm far too fat and heavy now to be climbing, but I used to. Back in the day. And those were the days, as they say. Okay, I'll do that little extra bit manually. Correct. Bouldering sounds fun though. That's true. Real good training and fun as well. It is fun. It's the problem solving of bouldering is like my favorite part. Having to look at it and think, okay, how am I going to get past like this series of grab and hold things? That's fun to me. The brute strength is brute strength. I mean, I use brute strength because I'm an idiot. I have no finesse. But the strength aspect of it is pretty cool too. Just because it's like a completely different type of muscle than what I use in the gym. Get out of here. But I need to be swole, man. Swole is the goal. And winter's for growing, summer's for showing. So, too bad. Didrik, hey brother. Good to see you, Didrik. We need to do another podcast soon, Didrik. It's been a while. We need to have like one a year where we sort of catch up on the state of things. Has it been a year since our last one? No. There's no chance. I refuse. This headlight is a little bit overexposed. Let's see if I can bring it down. Dodge. Highlights. What happens? Swole's the goal, size is the prize. Yep, unfortunately. Both price and prize. Okay, that's not going to work. So we're just going to leave it overexposed. Why not? I'm not going to fix that. Got to get that summer bod. Yeah. Nobody wants to admit that they want it. But everybody feels guilty when they don't have it. What is happening? Who is rapping in my head? No words. It said instrumental. Okay, let's look for a good flare to put on this light. Also, let's get a better color. It should be a little thicker. I'd love to come on your podcast, man. Do it the other way around. Yeah, you know what? Why haven't we done that? Ooh, that might be it. Looks a little tacky, but if we dial it back slightly, I think it could work. Why haven't we done that, Didrik? Let's pick a date. Send me a message. Let's pick a date and let's make it happen. Let's do a mini one on this. Opacity down to like 15. And then yeah, okay, cool. Then let's mask out. I only like that it goes the one way. Uh-oh, calm down. There we go. I went too far. Let's mask out this. Yeah, just a little bit. Let's toy around. Let's get creative here. Let's get creative. Let's go down to the raise. Oh, I might have strained my neck working today. Or working out. Too much. Is that the one that I did before? I like that one. Too defined. It needs to be... It's hard to tell what's what. It's a shame you have to actually like press it. I wish I just knew my brushes better. These are all too like way too defined. Although this one, if I do this, and then rotate it, put it here. It's pointing a little bit too far up. I did a hard light on one. I'll stick to a hard light, I think. do it. And then I'm going to soften it. I'm going to hit it with the Gaussian blur. Let's go up to 33. Why not? And let's start from 0 and work our way up in opacity. Just going to widen it out a bit, at least at the end. We'll go to perspective. Perfect. There's not much, but it gives you a little hint of direction to the headlights. It's not much at all. But so it goes. Let's stick with that. Then I'm going to make it so it doesn't reach the end of the photo. And that's a good place to be. Gotta get that summer fun. That's still making me laugh hard. I'd love to come on your podcast, man. Do it the other way around. Solid thumbs up. Cool. All right. I'm all caught up. I thought I wasn't caught up on the reading, but I am. That's good. Some of these little snowdrops should probably catch the warm light better if I want it to be more accurate. So let's do this. Let's just go through and we'll do a soft round. Let's bring it down to a manageable size. Something like that. And let's just spot around. Just a little bit. I don't want too much. I just want it to be like a slight hint. Let's see. What does that look like? If we go to soft light blend. That's better. If I was a real G, I would play with the opacity. And I am a real G, so let's go for it. Let's put on half and I'll double tap if I want them to be stronger. Henrik, working day and night these days. Unfortunately, no workout sessions for me. The gym at work is closed. Why are they doing that? Why is it closed? It's for COVID? Do they want you to get fat and catch COVID? Or do they want you to be healthy and catch COVID? I guess it's kind of a lose-lose either way. God, I just ordered the A7 IV hyped. That's going to be sick, man. That's going to be so rad. That A7 IV. Let me know when you get that and let's go play. We'll get a fun car. We'll go out and just mess around until we figure out how to use our cameras. I feel like I'm ignoring these top ones. So I'm just going to tap them a little bit. They look like sparks. I don't want to do too much. I just want it to be like believable. And that's definitely better than where it was. Now let's do a little bit around here and call it good on that. Just a little bit. That's nice. I really do. I really spend more time in Photoshop. I should oh my God. Sorry guys. I'm losing my English. It's been 48 minutes. It's disappearing. Should really spend more time in Photoshop. All I do is really clean up surroundings and whatnot. Oh, damn, Henrik. Not jealous at all. Yeah, spend as much time in Photoshop as you want to. You don't need to do shit. Who cares? Consider me just inspiration, not a guideline. And it's not all of us who get this like neurotic about making sure the snow lights up because of the headlights. It's just my OCD at this point. I'm just going to save it. Go back into Lightroom. That should be good for me here. And paint the living room. Hopefully the girlfriend won't plant her foot in the paint bucket again. What? Wait a minute. What happened? Did your girlfriend step in a paint bucket and walk around the living room on accident? That's like a cartoon. That's so silly. Ooh, that's a pretty big difference. Oh, you know what? I should get rid of that car. Sorry, guys. I'm going back in. That car in the background doesn't need to be there. It detracts. Oh, you know whose car that is? Mine. Oops. Chances of this working? 0. Oh, a little bit. Okay, cool. That's a good start. Same here. Everything is closed except for supermarkets. We care about your health, so we close the gyms. Yeah, for sure, but I do enjoy those flares. Thanks, man. If it was like a commercial job, I don't think I'd be throwing so many flares around this photo. I think I would just keep it pretty natural. But because it is shits and giggles, I like it. I like it. It makes me smile. So that's what I'm doing here. I can see that's a little bit too much. So let's just blend it a little bit. Okay, good enough. Nobody's going to yell at me on Instagram if I post this. There's no client. So it goes. I'm all caught up on the chat again. Proud of myself. Very proud of myself. For those of you who are not in the chat, and I know there are a few of you. Wait, this is so serious. Let me go full screen. Oh, there's your boy. All the way across your TV or your computer or wherever you are, or your phone because you're on the bus and for some reason watching me. Welcome to the stream. I'm going to be going for a little bit. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling pretty happy. We've gone for about 50 minutes and we're going to keep moving. I'm just editing sweet photos. It's just saving now. You're not missing anything. That's why I'm all choppy, maybe. I changed it to 30 frames, so maybe it's better. Yeah, if you're not in the chat, get in the chat. We'd love to have you there. I will read anything, literally anything that you write in the chat. I will literally read out loud, for better or for worse. Please don't cancel me. And with that, we have saved. So here we go. Back into Lightroom. Once again, we're going to go to the original and we're going to copy. Once we get there, Command C. We're going to copy and we're going to paste it. Command V. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Okay, that's pretty dope. All right, I'm into it. I like it. That's a good place to be. Let's brighten up the badge. I think that badge needs to be a bit more obvious. Just because, you know, come on. It's Porsche. People need to know. Let the people know. Cool. I'll also brighten up the wheels because I did on the last few. Let's brighten them up a little bit, just a little tiny bit. We're going to add a brush. We're going to go, oh, excuse me. We're going to go the whites, the exposure, just a little. Just a little. Oh, yeah, this playlist. That copyright-free music just hits sometimes, you know? When you're chilling at home and you don't want to be sued for listening to the wrong song, you just got to slap on that copyright-free music. Jam out. That's what it is. Good times, man. Good to have you here. I'm having good times. I don't know if that's what you're talking about, but I'm having good times with you, Didrik. Let's add a bit of direction to the sky because I think it's a little bit too evenly light all the way around. If I had more time and more effort, I would get rid of some of these lampposts and stuff. But you know what? Flaws are part of the story. So let's leave it in. How's the music level? Sometimes it's too low. Sometimes it's too high. You never quite know. Oh. This is dirty. This photo is dirty. It's too good. It's too good. I don't mean to beep my own horn, but beep, beep. Henrik, I just saw out of the corner of my eye that you posted this story. I'm so excited. Well, dude, I have an idea for a shoot. Yes, dude. An idea, man. I'm into it. I'm sold. Let's go. I'll take 3. I'll holla at you. She forgot that she put the bucket behind a small ladder. On the way down, stamped straight into it. Oh no. Oh no. That's so cliche. It's like a cartoon. That's so ridiculous. I love it. Should we get to the reason we're all here? I don't even remember how to edit this photo. I edited it last night. I already forgot what I did. Yeah, let's just go for it. What's the best way to eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Let's go for it. This is gonna be a monster. What happens if I just... Nah. I tempted myself there for a second though. No words. I don't want words. Anytime there's a song with words, I skip it. This photo is sick. Dude, I appreciate that, Henrik. It's a little how-to on this photo. This was shot with 2 flashes. This was shot at the same time as this photo. This one. This is the original. Super bright, but my flashes were strong enough that I can make it look like nighttime, which is pretty rad. I got pretty lucky with that because they were pretty far away from the car. I set them up, one facing the back of the car towards the camera and one facing the car itself. And I just told him, like, have fun right here in the middle. And he went ham. He had all the fun. And I just walked around, shot with the 16-35, sometimes wide, sometimes tight. Just played around until I got something I was super stoked with. And this ended up being one of my favorites. So let's see. No presets. Let's just get into it. One, that light behind it's too bright. I can already tell. So let's drop that. Let's add some contrast, some punch to the photo. We're going to go to 25. Shadows up a bit. And let's highlight the subject. Select subject, and of course, if you circle it with your mouse, it does a better job. Everybody knows that. Oh, those are bad circles, but it still knew what I wanted, so that's good. And we're just going to brighten it up a bit. So the problem is if you just start to brighten it up, like with the exposure, it ends up flattening out the car a bit, so you need to add some of that punch back in, either with contrast or with dehaze. Dehaze is a good one because it gives you a lot of really mean punch. That's perfect. Then I'm going to add a plus brush and just go over the front because I want the front to be bigger or brighter. So if I do... Oh, that's not what I wanted at all. No, you know what? I'm going to do a separate brush for that. You live and you learn. What is the light source? The light source is 2 ProPhoto B10 pluses. Wireless flash is big enough to fit in a backpack, or small enough to fit in a backpack, but big enough to beat out the rest of everything. And Henrik beat me to it. Not just a B10, a B10 plus. That plus is the extra 10,000 kroner or whatever. So I feel like I have to mention it to get my money's worth. But yeah, these were on full power at 500 watts a second. So to make it look dark enough in the background. Yeah, okay, so. Let's add another brush. Let's get the front of this car. Let's just brighten up the front of this car so you get more attention. There we go. And we'll bring back in some contrast so you get some punch. Spike the punch bowl. Never did that, but I was always jealous of kids who did that in movies. I'm an adult now. I can spike my own punch bowl. Okay. Okay, cool. We're in a good place. So pinks, there's a lot of pinks in the snow on the car, I think. Yes, they need to be red because the car is red. I'm going to add some saturation to brighten up the car a bit. Maybe just hit it with some of this. There you go. The car is a little bit brighter. I wish the lights were a little bit taller, but they're literally as tall as I could get them without risking them falling over in the wind. And that's all you're going to get. Dehaze. Add some punch in the background. Is there much purple? There's a lot of purple here in the sky. So if I take the purple and drop the blue, yeah, we get a much more accurate color. The problem you get with that is that in the shadows of the car here, you sort of lose some of the natural coloring, but whatever. You only live once, right? I'm going to get rid of some of the blues as well because I'm going to add them back in Photoshop. I'm not going to play with a darkness slider there. I'm going to... Maybe I'll do a little bit of this later, but I'll start with this. Definition or clarity as it's called now. Let's go way up. What does that look like? It adds too much punch to the car. How to get rid of that? Is there a way to add a mask to every, like an inverse mask to the subject? Let's see, select subject. Come on. Come on, you can do it. There we go. Can I inverse, intersect? Do you guys know? Ooh, invert. Hey, I did it all by myself. I did it all by myself. Okay, cool. So we're here. Let's add some punch around the car. Cool. Then I'm going to hit this little plus button, brush, and I'm going to put some on the blacks on the car as well because you don't want the blacks to not match the surroundings. There we go. Tires. Oh my God, Photoshop. Catch up. What's going on, dog? That's pretty good for now. Cool. So we're happy with that. Maybe the ground is a little bit too much. Let's hit the minus thing. Let's do a linear gradient. Let's see what happens if I just... There we go. Cool. All right. We're good. So check me out, y'all. Command E. YouTube Live should have an applause button or something similar. Dude. Shit. I got you. I got you. There you go. That's not self-serving or cocky at all. What's going on here? There we go. Okay. Woo, we're getting there. Slowly but surely. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? If you're not in the chat, get in the chat. We are talking about all things life, cars, cameras, whatever you want. Whatever you want, I'm here for you. By the way, all things cars. Did you know Drive Tribe is shutting down? How bogus is that? Totally bogus. Blue steel. Painting the whole thing. Soft light. 45? 45. 45 is good. I don't like what it does to the red on the car, but we can fix that later. We can fix that in Lightroom. Evan. Woof. I'm in the chat. Good to see you, Evan. Press the little less than icon. I figured it out all by myself, Didrik. Don't worry about it. Oh, bigger, better overview. What does that mean? So here. Oh. Okay. 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 Thank you, Didrik. Shit, I'm here to learn. I'm here to learn. I appreciate that. There we go. That's for the reverb mask. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm working all my life towards that clap for myself. Evan, and you cam went dark. Oh, I gotta change batteries. One sec. Oh, I'm getting there, guys. It's a whole thing. I'm here. I'm still here. I'm still here. It should be on soon. Don't worry about it. Nobody look. Hey, okay, cool. Yeah, we did it. We did it. Okay, charge this battery. Battery number 4. Good to know. All right, we're back. We're back. Woo, where were we? What I did in the original edit of this was add a little bit of warmth to the light up there. I don't know how much I want to do that now. Pistachio glow. What do I use this for? I'll just paint the whole thing with that and see what happens. Ooh, fancy. All right. Well, now I know. These are my colors, by the way. I hope you like them. Dope ass brown I haven't used in a while, but I promise you it's a good one. Let's go to brushes. So let's find the glows. Where is it? Glow and flares. Glow 2, electric boogaloo. Going the wrong way, of course. Let's flip it. Stick it. And who else remembers that G.I. Joe PSA? Evan Malem in the house. Kyle hit that button again. There it is. That one's for Heaven Malem. That one's for Didrik. That one's for Henrik. Everybody in the chat. That one's for Halvard. Rest in peace. I think Halvard's gone. Gone but not forgotten. Screen. Soft. What do we want out of this? Hard light's kind of dope. Do we even want this at all? I mean, is it cooler that the light is cold? Might be cooler that the light's cold. Let's leave it that way. Whatever. You only live once, right? Then let's play with some flares. Let's get some direction to the headlights. One thing I do want is warmer headlights. I will do that in Lightroom. Remind me to do that. Oh, I gotta find one ray that I just know I like and stick to it. No, that's not it. What is this song? Oh yeah, there we go. Wow, 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 wow. Okay. Okay, a little bit strange, a little bit crazy. Don't need that in my life. Are you glad you guys showed up just to watch me scroll through a bunch of different rays? I should just rename one of them, like use this one. Because it's better than all the others. Or what I should do is choose this. Spin it around. Make it tiny. Nope. There we go. Put it here. Make it even tinier. Oh yeah, that's right. It's getting weird. It's getting weird. Let's Gaussian blur it. A little bit too much. Something like this, maybe. Screen might be the move. Mats is in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. He missed the applause. That one's for Mats. That one is for Mats. If you join the chat, you get applause. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's the move. My lights might have been too bright for his headlights. We just need a bit. Just for some direction. Okay, let's go there. And then let's also add a... you know what? Let's add a flare. 6++. See, I know the flares. Whoa. just a little bit. Not much. Just to sort of give you an idea that there is a light coming from that source. I don't like them on top of each other though. I'm gonna do I should do a bigger one here, but it might be too much. If I was really crazy, I would go 6+ and do a monster one over top of this light. Oops. I forgot to create a, a new layer for that. There. Look at that. Who's this? J.J. Abrams? Okay. Nobody left. Yeah, something around there, maybe. Soft light's goofy. Yeah, any of those are goofy. Let's just do a slight one. Let's do a slight one. Let's go really crazy. Let's get a little bit crazy. Okay. Soft round. Let's get rid of some of like the goofy stuff it does around the edge of the light. Just like that. Oops. I just want to see if it was working. Turns out it was. Just a little hint. Okay, cool. So, you know what? I'm farting around too much now. And as Mr. Adler says, stop farting around. Or screwing around, or whatever he says. Who else knows that reference? Or is it just me? Okay, cool. Command save. We're going back. Finally. The problem with editing these photos twice, like once yesterday and once today, is that the like goal of the editing changes, and I end up screwing myself over, like without even thinking about it. That's not good. That's not where we need to be. But you guys are exactly where you need to be, right here in my stream right now. And if you are watching this video after the fact, I stream, and just so everybody knows who's here, because why not? I stream every Wednesday at 6 o'clock now. That is right, I've committed. I have committed to that. So now you know. Every Wednesday at 6, you'll find me here. And I'm going to do it all year. All year until I run out of friends to beg to come watch the stream. It's probably happened faster than expected. I'm just going to give these headlights a bit more punch. Just because you kind of forget that they're there. There we go. All right, cool. Let's, if I had more time, I'd get rid of this boy. I did on the original Instagram post, but you know, sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. Vignetting. I'm going to darken it even more so it feels like nighttime. This photo was shot during the daytime, so I'm lying, but so it goes. Okay. All right. A little bit brighter. And I think we're on to something. A little brighter here just to even it out. Any pinks left? A little bit down the side. There we go. Cool. All right. There it is. Oh. All right. Let's go back over it. Let's take a look. Let's see what we did. Back to the humble beginnings. Our style has changed quite a lot over the stream. But you know what? When you're inspired, you're inspired. God, it takes over an hour to edit 4 photos. Crazy. That's what we started with. This bad boy right here. And after some time in Photoshop, we got this. Look at that, huh? Sporty. Let me get rid of this because I feel like it's chopping everything up here. It's chopping everything up. Quit Photoshop. Save? No. Never. If you're a real man, you always save. You always don't save. Anyway, the resolution on the A1 is just nuts. Zooming in, it's super short. Dude, isn't it? It's fucking crazy. I'll show you. I'll zoom in a bit more on that last one because that's where I really have the detail. So, the before is coming in 2 seconds. It is there. And the after is, drum roll please, there. Cool. Before and after, solid. Darker, spookier. I like these tones. I think it's fun. I think it's fun. It's different. It's so different than what I usually edit. So I think it's pretty fun. Before on this bad boy, right here. Good times. The after, I brightened it up a bit. Added some spooky tones. There it is. Pretty fun. Pretty different. Pretty different. And then, the monster. The OG. The one in the thumbnail. The reason you clicked. This is what we started with. Pretty cool right off the bat. And then we just made it more punchy, basically. More punchy, more dramatic. Let's zoom in. Look at that, huh? So fucking sharp. So ridiculous. God, that A1 is monster. So anyway, let's go back to you watching my full face. Nothing but my face. Just to remind you guys, these photos were shot on, let's see if I can get this in view. The Sony A1. Some of them were shot with this lens. Some of them were shot with the 50 1.4. It's already filthy, the screen. Jesus. Some of them were shot with the 16-35 f2.8, and the ones with flash, aka this one, was shot with Profoto B10 pluses. And you know what? I think let's not tempt fate. That's where I'm going to end it. So closing remarks. I'm going to stream every Wednesday from now on at 6 o'clock Central Eastern Standard Time. Is that what it's called? European Standard Time, 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock Wednesday, European Standard Time. You'll find me. We'll go about an hour and a half. We'll edit some photos. We'll talk shit. We'll have a good time. Have you tested the 50 1.2? I have not. I kind of want to, but I also don't need it. Like that's the limiting fact. Oh, I have tested it. Of course I've tested it. Yeah. No, I tested it on some skiing, some indoor skiing. It was super rad. By the way, if you guys have questions, now's the time to get it in because I'm all about it. Yeah, I tested it. It was rad. It was crazy. And I used the A9 II with it and the autofocus at f1.2 following skiers over jump. It's like mind blowing. I've never had a camera lens setup that could shoot that accurately, like that consistently. It was rad. That was super rad. I did it in a workshop with Sony. Speaking of workshops, there will be more. I'm in talks right now with the good people at Porsche Center Oslo. And for those of you who were at the Porsche workshop, we'll do more. I promise. It's going to be rad. How much heavier are the A1 files on your computer versus the A7R3 files? Not so much. It's 50 megapixels versus 50 megapixels in the A1 versus 42 in the A7R3, I think. So it's not a huge difference, and the amount of information is not like, it's not a massive jump. What is a massive jump is just how like fast this thing is. To shoot at 30 frames per second at full raw quality is absolutely insane. Absolutely insane, and it's ridiculous. Actually, a little fun fact. I was trying to sell my, or I was thinking about selling my A7R3, which is what's filming me right now. And I looked on Finn, which is like the eBay of Norway. And everybody puts up their shutter count with the camera. I'm like, oh yeah, this one shot 8,000 photos, so it's still relatively new. The next one was like, yeah, this one's kind of old. It shot like 22,000 photos, so The price is negotiable, and I checked how many photos mine took, and it was 140,000. So I don't know if I'll be selling this anytime soon, unless I change the shutter, that whole mechanism to make it a new camera. I don't think anybody's gonna want it over the other ones that are on film. So, oops. Not that it matters, by the way. Doesn't matter. Camera still works perfectly fine. It's been recording this whole time, hasn't overheated or anything. Didrik, how big are the RAW files? I wouldn't know because I'm not a nerd. But if I had to guess, like, this big? Something around here? And then the A7R3 are like this big. So maybe like not that much difference. I don't know, to be honest. Google will have a better answer for you. And for me, probably. I will Google that right after this. And yeah, I've burned through the questions. That's all I have for you guys. And as always, if you made it this far, I'm astounded. One, if you're not subscribed, I'm even more astounded. So hit the subscribe button. Smash. Whatever, like the video. I'm happy you're here. Drop a comment once we're done, and I'll keep responding to the comments. The video will stay up. It will be uploaded immediately after this. So go watch it again. Share it with your friends. Tell everybody you know. Every Wednesday, 6 o'clock, I will see you. For now, thank you very much. That's it for me. See you guys.